heart beats slow down. Do not be afraid. You are at rest. Fall deeper and deeper. Your soul begins to separate from your body. You begin to feel the warmth of fire. This is the arrival to your final destination. Welcome to eternal damnation. You are now entering hell.
That was short.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut it off so we don't confuse people at the end. You know, there's different stuff there, but we got the good chunk. We got the warnings.
But I like getting into it because I like the song and I like the werewolves. And
you can play it later.
I was all geared up. And hello, Molly Zombie. Hey, everyone. OG Spooky Guide. Well, we're 2 weeks down, man. Holy shit. We are in the home fucking stretch. I don't know about y'all, but I am needing some Xanax because holy shit, I am spazzed fucking beyond belief, man.
Already need Xanax?
Yes. Oh, just forget it. I'm going to be a fucking zombie, literally the entire spooky because it's just
absolutely. Xanax.
Yeah, right. Allegedly.
And
Xanax
Colada, bartender.
Carl, Molly, hello everyone in the chat. And we have a shit ton to talk about because the thing is, Spooky is not fucking done with their announcements, man. I thought that, like, okay, you know what, we'd be winding down, having maybe a couple of little straggler, maybe some wrestlers. Oh, no. We're going to get into that. But before we do, hello to our producer, Rob.
What's up? How you doing?
Yeah, available on Zesty Ranch. Yeah.
It's true.
Sup, fucker. Yeah, that's the thing. We need a tagline because, like, I know on TikTok when you go on, like, people always have their taglines. You know, hello, you creepy bats, whatever the fuck. Sup, fuckers.
Oh, wait, I could be Cyberfella.
Hey, all you hot mamas, want to talk to a steaming hunk of Cyberfella?
Our producer has a new toy, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
they gave him a soundboard. Really.
Rejected.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights, ladies and germs. Mo, it's wonderful to have you back with us. We have missed you greatly.
Hi, how you doing?
So are you like me and like eating and being unprofessional on air?
I'm being very, very unprofessional. I apologize.
Don't
I'm
ever
eating some ice cream. I wanted to enjoy this experience. So hey, what's up?
Some ice cream. I need some ice cream now. All right. Well, the thing that before we get to James, and we'll get to her because she needs her own special announcement, which we'll get to in a second. So, Rob, I don't give a shit about you right now, but Mo, what are you watching now?
What am I watching?
Yes.
Lower Decks. Horror or horror.
Just anything you've been watched lately that you think people need to know about.
I've been watching Lower Decks. You know me. I'm a huge Trek nerd, so. I've been watching a lot of Lower Decks this season. It's like on its 7th episode now. So,
do you recommend it?
Yeah, if you like funny Star Trek shit, yeah, I think it's great. I love it.
I already see a couple of the Trek nerds there in the chat already chiming in.
Oh, I'm sure we do. Yeah.
That's very cool.
But yeah, I'm watching that, and I'm rewatching some more Trek. And I'm playing a lot of video games on my PC. So,
Rob, are you playing video games on your PC?
No, you know what? I actually haven't played a video game in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness!
Weeks.
I'm little not burned out, but I just don't have anything new to play right now. So, if somebody wants to send me a game, by all means.
Yeah,
I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3.
I would say we actually do recommend. You guys know Cheryl from Spooky. She has her own Twitch channel, and you guys are probably friends with her on Facebook. She's always playing, and I didn't realize how fucking hilarious she is when she plays games. And so she plays some really cool shit too. But Rob, what about you? Are you watching anything interesting?
I wouldn't go so far to call it interesting. I'm watching one. It's a horror comedy that I used to love as a child. I still like it now. But I don't know if it's good and toward if I can recommend it to anyone else, because there's a great big, just smack a nostalgia injection when I watch this. It was Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner in Haunted Honeymoon.
Oh,
I dig that movie. I think that's and Dom DeLuise.
Yes, I do remember
So
that movie.
I dig it. I still think it's got one of the funniest openings ever. Where the uncle, is in drag, is killed, and he kind of falls out the window, and then he kind of pops up. It's not what you think, and then he dies again. Then he comes back to life. Okay, it's what you think, but it's complicated, and then he dies again.
oh, that's good shit, man. I love that. That's so cool. I mean, I have to
And
watch it.
I'm also listening to a podcast. I have talked about hers before. It is called You Must Remember This. And the woman that does this, her name is Karina Longworth, and she basically just does deep dives into different subjects in movies. Last year, she did the erotic 80s, where she kind of did a dive on erotic thrillers of the 1980s. Basically, it's a genre that no longer exists, if you think
Yeah, I
about
was
it.
like,
Like
that
the
was definitely
erotic
one of my
thriller-
favorites.
Erotic thriller doesn't exist anymore because people have porn. That's more or less what ends up happening to it. But she talked about in the 80s, and then at the start of the year she did erotic 90s, and it's been interesting. And so I will listen to this last episode today, which was on Wild Things.
That was a good one. Denise Richards, Matt Dillon.
Denise, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it had its moments. So anyway, yeah, if you want a podcast to listen to, You Must Remember This, and she's done dives into anything you can think. So it's been around for a while, and I heartily recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, I've had something I just finished today and I want to talk about. But before that, y'all, I can't believe we got her. TV star from WVSH, I think, TV. Is that what it was? Yeah. Anyway, James, you guys, you know her, you love her, you've seen her at Spooky. She's like one of the pillars. And yeah, really? We're still doing that?
You're making me sound so much more famous and exciting than I actually am.
Dude, I'm fucking excited you're here. I just want you to sign my boobs, man.
I mean, give me a Sharpie, I'll do it.
Yeah. But I just don't know what the fuck the whole Kill Bill thing was for. But
I just thought it was a magical entrance.
The title is appropriate.
spokesperson, yeah, that's
No,
true.
title of the song. We'll talk later.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Twisted Nerve, yes.
No, we're gearing up for a hell of a lot of stuff coming at us. And that's basically
No, and we're gonna get into that.
yeah,
But
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, and if y'all have seen, I mean, Spooky is all over the media right now, and WESH, I think that's the right call letters, just had her on their show as usual, and I'm fucking jealous and intimidated and amazed. She hosts the panel, she's hosted the costume contest. If there's been a big guest there, she's talked to them. So,
Yeah,
especially those of you that are newer, we're going to get into what makes her such a great spokesperson, how do I put this? How to make a celebrity remember you in a good way, as opposed to,
yes,
the do's and the don'ts. So, I mean, have you been watching anything interesting? I know October's crazy and I know we're all running all over the place, but
yeah. October is crazy. I'm actually handling a lot of the interviews and stuff for, making sure that the town knows that everything's going on this at the end of the month. The Watermark has an article out now celebrating 20 years, so make sure you guys check that out this week. And we have some more media that'll be out soon. But today, strangely enough, believe it or not, my daughter had on the Terrifier. And I do not watch those movies because I do not everybody knows I do not like clowns. So she had it on as I was running around the house, dyeing my hair and, laundry and all the domestic crap. So I was kind of like, as I walked past.
I was going to say, did you change your mind somehow?
No, I
Nope.
can't sit down and watch it, but I've met David enough to know that it's just a silly little thing, but it's something.
Phobias are never a silly little thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of gotten used to Jack just because I was at Universal for so long, and the main Jack is a very good friend of mine, so I've kind of gotten used to him. I've kind of gotten used to Twisty because there's so many at Spooky usually.
Yeah.
But like the Killer Clowns, Terrifier, nope, still not doing it.
It's going to be a rough year for you.
Yeah. And Petey knew that at least the only request I had was do not put me in that panel.
We will protect you at all costs.
Yep.
Friends don't fuck with each other's phobias, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
I have a very good friend, Mike. He's my clown patrol, and very good at redirecting my attention if there's anything in the area.
I like that. That's actually really good. I like that. So the thing I wanted to talk about, and I think it was Harriet that actually recommended it. Mike Flanagan, y'all know him from Trick or Treat. Let's be honest. He did Midnight Mass, Haunting a Hill House. I think that is the movie changed so many times. The Haunting of Hill House Haunting, whatever it is. Mike Flanagan did that on Netflix with Henry Thomas and such. And wow, Fall of the House of Usher. I am a big Vincent Price fan. I'm a big Roger Corman fan. I am a big Edgar Allan Poe fan. So I am like protective of all the old properties and just the lusciousness of all of it. I will give Mike Flanagan credit because I absolutely recommend that you watch this. I think it's more for younger generations, and I don't mean younger as in kids. I mean those that aren't familiar with the works of Edgar Allan Poe or Roger Corman and such like that. It introduced you to a lot of Poe's works. It was interesting how they incorporated all of Poe's stuff. And it wasn't even just House of Usher. They incorporated everything from Annabelle Lee to The Raven to Telltale Heart, Black Cat. It's all incorporated into something modern, which is interesting. So I like it. Definitely not for Carl. Oh, why is it not for Carl? Oh, not me. Yeah, Carl, because you're old. That's right, I said it. You're old. But yeah, House of Usher is an 8-piece series. I binged it over the past couple days, and my thoughts are still kind of out. But yeah, it's something I would recommend. On the horror genre, yeah. So that. All right. New guests, Spooky. Wow. I'm still shocked that Spooky is still that con that still up until a few days before will still be announcing stuff. Like I thought this was just going to be a wrap-up show. We tell people about things at the con and tips and places to eat. Oh no. They're still announcing stuff. And first up, my local boy done good. I love him so much. Nick Herrera from I think it was first season of Face Off. I think it was first season, right? I don't remember. First season, second season. Just won a fucking Emmy for all the work he did on Stranger Things. He's working on Marvel stuff now. Love him. He's doing a whole makeup demo. Nick Herrera is just, dude, I'm so excited to actually see him create. It's so good when you see local people that you've known way back then actually get to live their dreams.
He was season 2.
Season 2. Okay. I was wrong. Season 2.
No, all good. He actually, we think we crossed paths when we were both at Universal, me getting makeup put on and he doing makeup. So that's kind of cool. Like you said, local boy done good.
Yeah, I'm just so happy. Like I said, the night that he got the Emmy, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy for him. So no, it's gonna be, I can't wait to see what sort of makeup demo he's going to be doing. He's a marvel to watch for anyone that's into special effects makeup at all. Make sure you see his panel.
Well, his demonstration is happening right after the kids costume contest I host on Saturday. So, and then I have something right after, so I'm not going to be able to see it, but I know I have to get my butt off the stage so he can get in there and present his thing.
We will make sure that it's going to be recorded, at least a piece of it somewhere, because he's a marvel to watch. I fucking love that man. Now, Rob, you might want to. Let's see, I'm starting to brain fart here. Raphael Luce, talk to me.
Well, he was the young number 1 or young Vecna before he became Vecna in Stranger Things.
He's a legacy actor.
Yes.
Oh.
Because his father is actually, I think both parents, in fact, are stuntmen. They've done Cirque du Soleil. And his father is actually one of the Five Nights at Freddy's actors who will be at the show.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to get mom and dad in there and you get the kid too.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing a panel at all, but I mean, that's something I definitely want to hear about. It's always those legacy things, the whole nepotism, Nepo baby things that I love hearing about.
Well, I showed my daughter today his announcement. She goes, "Oh, he's fine." So I'm tons of little spooky girls around wanting the
Oh,
attention,
okay, got it. Fangirls, got it.
especially with Stranger Things.
Oh God, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. Mo, you know
Yeah.
what? You've worked so many of these shows. You've worked with some of these Stranger Things people.
I have.
You've seen then the fangirls and the fanboys, the ones that are a little extra.
On from multiple genres, but yes.
Yeah.
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 They
Oh,
just have
absolutely,
so many
yeah.
feelings. They just, they have a lot of feelings.
They have a lot of feelings and they don't know how to express it properly sometimes.
Or
Um,
hold it in properly.
Or
Yeah.
hold it in properly. Most of you guys are cool. Keep up the good work.
Most.
But
Most.
Yeah, I mean, it's
There's
one of the
always
realities is we remember the nut jobs.
I might
That's
turn
sad.
into one of those this weekend, man. Some of these stars, woo.
Dude, Kiefer Sutherland.
Woo.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
When that announcement was made, I was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, who?
Get the restraining order ready.
Oh man, if I could do his panel sitting on his lap, I would.
Ugh.
But
I mean,
alas,
you can always ask.
he's not.
we know people.
I have my
you know?
panels. I know who I have. He is not mine. Alas, that has gone to Ricky Rackman. So
Uh,
as
Of
it
course.
should, as it should.
Of course.
I'm fine with that because I mean Ricky Rackman in himself is amazing. Get for spooky
Fucking
to be a
legend,
panel
yeah.
host. Yeah. So between me, Kid, and him, we're handling all the panels. So he's got to have some. It makes sense.
No, absolutely. I'm just thinking about Ricky Rackman and Kiefer Sutherland. And anyway, yeah.
A sandwich. Yeah.
Oh, a sandwich.
From heaven. Heck yeah.
All right. So Rob, who else we got?
well, the next is a artist, and he's actually kind of cool, Mr. I, Michael
He's my
Ramos.
favorite.
This guy is, I mean, first of all, if you are a Central Florida resident, there's a handful of you out there. You might have gone to a place called Gideon's Bakehouse.
Ah, yes.
You might have
Oh.
bought one of these giant mega cookies that you eat, and you are filled with regret for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Diabetes. Yeah.
Diabetes.
No regret.
Anyway, he is the creative director at the Gideon's Bakehouse. He's the guy that decides where what is in there and what goes where. So that's pretty neat. But he also might know him from another name, Terribly Odd. He's a very cool artist. He has a very distinct style. Burton-esque. I mean, I hate to throw that word around, but
very, very gothic,
Very
steampunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and one of the cool things is this guy was actually a guest at the very first Spooky Empire, the Screamfest 2003.
Ah,
Oh, I haven't heard that.
And
term.
that's yeah. So it's like
Wow.
I think him and Alex Vincent. I think those are the two OGs that are returning this year.
Very
I was gonna
cool.
say David Naughton, but no, he was at the second one.
David Naughton was at 2004, which was our first one.
And
Yes,
he's been back several times since.
Absolutely.
Many
Um,
times.
Oh,
And then next we have, and I'm never entirely sure what she's doing, but she does everything. Vamp, Leanna Vamp will be back. I believe she was there.
it is interesting because, and I'll be honest, I actually saw on one of the social media posts, it was just like, oh wow, she's great. Who is she? And I lost it laughing. I'm like,
She's
that's
a producer of her own projects. Is the quote.
yes, yes. She is a very interesting character, but just the fact that she's wonderful. Who is she?
Oh, she's also a children book author, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's cool.
We always got to have something in there for the littles.
I like that.
For the littles, because the littles might not appreciate Kiefer Sutherland.
I mean, if you introduce your children to the
Exactly. Good parenting. Hello.
Exactly. Although I will have to say, no matter what good parenting you do, sometimes your children just go to the vampires that sparkle, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I know,
know.
about which you speak, and I am
I
filled
know.
with shame.
I am as well.
Yes. And hello, Cheryl. Wonderful to see you. We're actually just talking about your Twitch channel, actually, because Cheryl's in the chat. Bad Witch Burlesque. I mean, we have not just one burlesque show. Those two. One on
Those.
Friday, one on Saturday.
Bad Witch are very good friends of mine because I have Corsets and Cuties, and Lashes is the leader of Bad Witch, and she's wonderful. Their shows are always so high energy, full of rock and roll, so it's a perfect fit for spooky. I'm very excited that they're back.
Yeah, I loved them the last time they were here. They're fucking fantastic. And
Yes,
who else
The
would
they
I
are-
love
nicest people in the
other
world
than-
too.
They are 9 p.m. Saturday night. So if you got the VIP ticket, sucks to be you. You don't get 2 nights of burlesque. Now, us little people, we have to have something.
Yes.
And
Us little people, you little people.
And that's a pretty darn good consolation prize. I'm just saying.
I agree. I agree.
I concur.
And there is also a drag show this year. Did you guys know that?
What?
I heard about
Yes.
this.
There's a drag show this year, Friday night at 11.
Oh.
I know. So get excited for that because that's some other people you may have seen around Spooky. And yeah, we're bringing in a whole bunch of different entertainment this year.
Ooh, I like that because I mean, there's been a number of us that have asked for Boulet Brothers Dragula for years and years and years, and I know
Right.
there's a number of Dragula ex-contestants, I guess, Dragula alumni that have been around Spooky, and it's just top-notch shit, man.
Well, I think I can
cannot
say it
fucking
because
wait.
it's been in the media. You guys know Alistair Graves, right?
Mhm.
So it's him
Yes.
along with some of his people.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
shit. I am
That's-
fucking here for this shit.
That is very cool. Real quick, I want to just interrupt with something. Cheryl, last week I recommended Costume Quest to her, and if you watch her Twitch stream, you will get to see her playing it. Perhaps again, this game is basically the closest we've ever had to a Calvin and Hobbes the video game. So if that was appealing, that comic was appealing to you, this game is right there, and it's one of those games that, because it's got a very distinct sense of humor, you can pretty much just watch someone play it and you'll get the full enjoyment because it's a turn-based role-playing game and it's just good stuff. So Cheryl, when you get a chance, throw out your Twitch handle if this is not it, just so people know where to find you.
Yeah, we want to promote you because I think you're absolutely hilarious when you play games, and I love it, and you're incredibly engaging, and yeah, we want to pimp you out because we like pimping people out because it's fun. All right, but this next guest announcement, well, not a guest announcement. Next announcement kind of ties in with what Rob was talking about with Cheryl, but it's a video game announcement. So Rob, I'm going to hand this over to you.
Yeah, so we've discussed this before. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, came out earlier this fall, at end of August, and people are loving it, people are digging it. And apparently, just as it happens to be, we have a number of people involved in the game who are at the show. Kane Hodder was actually, I guess, the stunt actor body double for Leatherface in this game. So, he's officially double dipped as 2 slashers.
He gets around.
He does get around.
He
But
is
I
the
will
modern day Bela Lugosi.
One of the small little tidbits a lot of people don't know about Robert Englund. He gets around too because he actually helped decorate the set for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. That people always say Robert Englund with Freddy. I'm like, oh no. There is so much more. He's got so many hard credits to his name.
Yeah. So anyway, as far as there's going to be an entire panel, and they're just going to discuss some of the behind the scenes. There's a lot of voice actors, a lot of body doubles or stunt actors, I guess, that get to wear the special suits with all the little bulbs on them.
Motion capture.
But there we go. See, that's the technical term, but I
That's why
prefer
you
the
have
word
me here.
bubble suit. Because
Bubble
that's
suit.
really what it is.
That's fucking
Um,
hilarious.
But Robbie Hobbs will be a part of this. Kane Hodder, Scout Taylor Thompson, excuse me, and a few others are going to be there. So it's a big.
Now, what is this I heard about a giveaway?
Well, that's the thing. They also hinted that there's going to be giveaways.
Like they're going to give away copies of the game, or
You know what? They won't. They haven't said what. They just said giveaways. We're leaving it.
Could be
In the
t-shirts, could be
effluvia.
used tissues, whoever.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. I was just like, Kane Hodder's underwear. We don't know.
Would
I would
wear
say
underwear?
probably not.
He seems like a commando kind of guy to me.
True.
That's actually a good question. I don't think he is.
No?
No, I think he's kind of probably a boxer briefs kind of guy. The things that we discuss.
We have a
Questions
new
for
game,
panels.
by the way, which we will be playing later tonight.
Yeah, what kind of underwear is he wearing?
He just came up with it right now. Yeah, just sit there.
Yeah, what kind of underwear do you think the slashers wear?
That's pretty much what the game's going to be. So I'm just
Yeah,
going to go ahead and
pretty
line
much.
up some names, and we'll be playing that later. But
Like,
I
let's.
think Freddie is old school boxers. I would say that.
I think I'd have to think about that. I'd say the burned skin kind of keeps away from the commando thing, really. So
Yeah, I'd say old school boxers.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that. All right. Yeah, so here we go. And Rob, what is this Team 1031 Concepts Haunt?
Okay, so everyone has talked about this, the haunt that we're going to have at Spooky this year.
Yes,
The company that's
yes.
doing it is Team 1031. Might be 1031. I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce their numerical portion of their
Probably
name.
1031 because Halloween. So
That would make more sense. But anyway, 1031 Concepts. They've got a haunt. It's a separate ticketed event, so it's $10 for us, the little people, but the VIPs get the discount of $5. So, you know, do the benefits of the VIP pass ever end? The answer is
Yeah.
no, unless you want twice the burlesque. But anything else, they more and more is coming their way. And the haunt, the theme or the story that they're telling in it is about a local pumpkin carver. And is he going mad? Has he always been mad? Typically, pumpkin carvers do go mad. That's the general rule. But it's about a pumpkin carver who perhaps carves more than just pumpkins.
now I know that. Yeah, I know there was a video. I don't know if our producer has it.
No, I didn't cue the video up.
Low rent, people. Low rent.
Folks, go there. Go to the Facebook page. You can see it there. That's where the good stuff is.
Oh dear Lord, dear Lord. And actually this next announcement is actually a pretty big one because it's for years and years the programs of Spooky have been highly coveted art pieces. I know there are people actually like sold their programs on eBay after the fact and gotten like $10 for programs, which, you know, whatever. But the art every year is something that's always highly discussed. And this year, I like that they're bringing like the tiki theme to it, like the horror tiki thing to
Yeah.
it. And,
We call that atomic era art.
oh,
Us in the community.
I would say it was a certain style, but I don't want to mention the artist that it's not done by. Does that make sense?
It's not Shag, folks.
On the nose.
Not Shag.
Well-
You know what? I'll give him credit. He revitalized the art style, and there's plenty of others. I actually kind of prefer Derek Yanger. He's another similar style, but yep. Anyway, but Spooky Cat, they've got their style still just as distinctive. I can pick it theirs out, so I like it. I'm very pleased.
And this
Yeah,
is
but
from people
Spooky
we've
Cat
seen-
Press.
Spooky Cat Press, people we've seen at Spooky for a couple of years now. And honestly, every time I see their booth, I stock up on my my cards throughout the year. Father's Day cards, birthday cards, Mother's Day, Christmas. They have such
They
a
got
great
gorgeous
collection of
wrapping
art.
paper.
Yeah, or wrapping paper, exactly. Such good stuff that you won't find anywhere else. And you know it's definitely picked out for the person who receives it.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I personally got socks from them because, you know, I don't even wear socks so much, but like if I wear socks, it's definitely their socks because it's like cool, kitschy, like kind of tiki horror looking. I love it. I love it.
You know, real quick, here's the
Y'all up.
That's not it. God damn, I hate this app. Ugh. There it is. Look at it.
But it's cool to see everybody that they got there, from Cherry Darling to, you know, Robert Englund to Kiefer Sutherland. They got everybody there. Bill Moseley, and then of course up in the corner you got Petey. Now I think it's hilarious that Petey looks grumpy as fuck. First of all, that's hilarious. And second of all, and I'll say it, I'll take the ire of Petey. It's fine. But I remember a few years ago, like I was somewhere and saw him with his glasses and took a picture. He got mad at me for taking a picture with him with his glasses. And now look. We all get old, baby. We all get old. So,
I hope that's what the badges are too, because I really like that art.
oh, that would be cool. But yeah, the Spooky Cat Press is going to be there. They're a fantastic booth. We absolutely love them. So get your program signed by them. You know, you'll have signed really cool art. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, this is where we put James on the hot seat.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Yeah. You've been at Spooky for how long now?
10 years.
10 years. Wow.
And I got started by the lovely Dina Bina. Yep, who we sent up, you know, props to her. We lost her this past year, and it's going to be a huge hole.
I
in our
can't
community.
imagine Spooky without her. Yeah.
Yeah. But she got me involved because there was a lot of male hosts, but there wasn't a female host yet. So she knew my
Girl
background.
power.
Yeah, exactly. She knew my background in improv and brought me in. And my first panel was the reunion of Fright Night, which was perfect because that was one of my first horror movies that got me into the genre.
Well, because I was after over the past 10 years, since this is the 20th anniversary, we were all talking about memories and stuff that we
Yeah.
remember. What were some of the most memorable moments you've had as a host?
Oh my gosh. From like surreal moments of like sitting on stage and looking over at John Cusack and realizing I'm sitting next to John Cusack, you know, people that I've grown up with my whole life. You know, Anthony Michael Hall, Molly Ringwald, all the John Hughes kind of stars, kind of like, I can't believe I'm here. I met, you know, Joan Cusack.
Oh, such a darling.
Yeah, and then finally, after 3 tries of interviewing Robert Englund, finally getting to meet him and him just being such a lovely person, and then not doing a panel at all. He just did Q&A the whole time, and that was really great to see him work a room. Going to Tampa and being able to take Spooky to another city was really great. And then some of the stuff that was kind of kooky that happens on stage, like Leanne Curtis coming into other people's panels and jumping up behind the couch and being a kind of a goofball, which I adore her. Taking not suitable for work photos backstage with her. And then Tom, what was his name?
Tom Sizemore. I was about to ask. Tom
Sizemore's panel, that will go down in infamy for me as one of the most bizarre experiences on stage.
I'll tell y'all, man, if you did not get to see Tom Sizemore in a Q&A at Spooky, you are not living life.
I don't think even rewatching a video of it will give you the sense of what the feeling was of what the fuck is happening on stage.
I'll tell you what,
me watching what he's doing next to me and then seeing my stage manager just off stage where you guys couldn't see him going. I mean, that was, I'm trying to keep calm on stage and focus on chaos. And then everybody in the audience, I could feel them going, and now of course we've lost him too, so that was his last experience.
You know what,
I'm so
what an experience to be remembered by.
You know something, I will just say, you're beyond a pro at that, because I knew it was a little unusual, but I didn't get the feeling that it was 100% off the rails. I just thought he was he's a very charismatic guy. They're just going to let him go a little bit. But look at that. Always got brought back in. It never went too far off the tracks. I mean, maybe one way or the other you could say it, but it always came back around. And the next question was right there, and he was on to the next. And it was the best, like completely no filter, no censor. You got stories.
Tom was a man that gave no fucks. When we talk about that man embodied the give no fucks.
Yeah. So that was one of the highlights of things that I didn't think I was ever having to deal with. You know, there's some things that happen, like not that I would have even expected. Like somebody I interviewed, I won't name names, but she was just starting out, so it was really difficult to do her panel because there wasn't a lot to talk about. Plus, it wasn't very highly attended, so there wasn't a lot of questions. So it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, thanks. And I hate to even say that because I feel like I should always have something ready to go. There's been panels of like icons, like Richard Dreyfuss being able to give him his birthday cake on stage. You know, that was so cool. Yeah. There was a panel where we stood up to do our picture with everybody in the background, and the celebrity open mouth kissed me on stage, and I was like, oh, that happened.
One for the grandkids.
It was just okay, and picture, and so you just never know what's gonna happen, and then you also never know who's gonna be like the most amazing experience. Like for me, oh gosh, now my brain is going from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, Patricia Quinn.
No,
Mel Campbell.
What were you saying?
Barry
Bostwick.
Barry Bostwick. Thank you.
Oh, Barry. Oh, okay.
Barry was so lovely, and we had such a great rapport. I was dressed as Janet, and at the end of the panel, he got down on his knee and proposed in a picture. You know, so that we just had such a great rapport. We saw each other all weekend, and that experience. I mean, you can't you can't even put a price on some of the stuff that happens in panels because you just never, like Dee Wallace found out what MILF meant from one of our panels because the crew of their cast of ET let her know that when she was in the cat costume that they were all kind of like, and he's like, yeah, you're a total MILF. And she's like, what's that?
Oh my
Yeah.
You know what? That actually reminds me of I think literally my favorite Dragon Con panel story, where Mo, I'm gonna need your help here. Riker.
Yeah,
Jonathan
Jonathan
Frakes.
Frakes.
Jonathan
Right.
Frakes.
Jonathan
yes.
Frakes
Welcome.
was introduced to the word or to the term bear.
Oh,
He had never. I guess someone had asked him, "Do you realize that you're an icon in the bear community? What's a bear?" And he was thinking, like, raw bear. No, and it was explained to him. Meanwhile, Brent Spiner is off on the other side, just shitting himself with laughter.
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you never know how the audience is going to come at the people, because I'd say 99.9% of the time everybody is there because they adore who's on stage, and they know all their little known works, they know their commercials, they know all the things about this person they've come to see. And very rarely do we ever get to even dive into that stuff, because most of the people are there for the big things that they're known for. But every now and again you get some really cool questions or some really cool recognition. I've done panels for people I really didn't know much about, like the cast of The House of a Thousand Corpses. I've seen the movies. I'm not a fan of that genre of horror.
Sure.
I can appreciate it. So doing the panel, I was kind of intimidated because those fans are hardcore, but they were all so lovely. And they and Sid, I mean, having the last chance to talk to him, and then everybody being so like happy reuniting with each other, and the stories that came out, it was just such a cool thing to be a part of. You just can't get that experience anywhere else.
That does remind me of like the first Screamfest we went to, which was the second year. The panel for House of a Thousand Corpses was so big, they actually didn't have a room big enough for it, so they held it in the bar.
Well,
Which was
apropos.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And just to hear, Bill Moseley and Sid and everybody, talking about Rob Zombie, because Rob Zombie has apparently a big thing for disco. And so like some of the behind stories where they're talking about, just discoing out, after, during the set. Oh God, it was so awesome. And this is why we always say, check out the panels. It's not just a big autograph room. It's not just the vendors. You actually can go and hear these fucking stories.
Yeah. And it's different than any of the bigger cons that I've been to too. It's a little bit more personable. You get a chance to actually ask questions, and a lot of times they'll tell us stuff that they don't normally talk about because it's more of an intimate feeling. It's not such a blown out like convention space. Sometimes we get a smaller group, and sometimes we'll even sit on the edge of the stage and not use microphones, so you just never know how it's going to go. It's just my job and Kid, and now Ricky Rackman's job, to make sure it's steered in a positive way. We always want our guests to have a positive experience, as well as the convention goers, because if you don't come away from that with something that either you didn't already know or feel like you got to know that person a little more, we haven't done our job.
That's true. And you guys have definitely done a great job, because I definitely come out of your panels feeling that way. Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
We had a moment. There was a moment.
I know, right? When you have those moments, it's just like, I had a moment. And then I see some of the people throughout the weekend at their tables or whatever, and I'll get like a heads up, kind of a, that was so
that knowing nod. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of
Robbie! Cool. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, Robbie.
Hi, guys. Hi. I didn't mean to interrupt. Hi, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, see, everybody wants to be part of the party. We're the cool kids.
I do. I saw you guys on. I'm like, oh my God, I miss you guys.
All right. Well, my other question for James is with the SAG strike and all that's going on, what is that going to mean for the panels?
Between now and next week, I'm praying it's over.
Yeah, I know it's over for the writers, but not necessarily the actors. So I didn't know necessarily what rules are in place.
It's going to be
shaking his head.
Yeah, it's going to be an individual basis kind of a thing. It's going to be up to me and the other panel hosts to do our due diligence of. I always pre-meet my people before I go to panel. That way they know who I am. That way I find out if there's anything they want to promote, if there's anything they don't want to talk about. I'm already prepared for that. So it's going to be up to us to try and figure out from each of those people what they will talk about, what they won't talk about, because it's their prerogative and what's on their contracts, and it's going to be different for each person.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so people that have never actually been to a panel at Spooky, what are like the biggest tips, the do's and the don'ts, in your opinion, of doing a panel?
Sure.
Before we get there, can I I want to just
okay.
We were recently at another convention in the Orlando area.
Yes.
And I will just say that this is with the whole SAG strike. This has really been challenging for some of the MCs because we were at another panel and the MC, bless her heart, she had nothing. And the first question she asked the guest, who had literally no Halloween or horror or any kind of background in that area.
Wait,
keep in mind, this
can
is
we
on
just
Labor
say
Day.
who it was? Because we were there. It's true. So it's not alleged. Chris Kattan. I'll just
Chris
say.
Kattan.
Oh
Basically,
my God,
the question
I love him.
you wouldn't after his panel.
I didn't say it. But
I did.
I hate
Anyway.
doing that.
The first question that was thrown at him in a very serious manner, and even he was just kind of caught off guard, like, you're going there? This may have been one of the reasons his panel was a little sour.
Mm-hmm.
First question he was asked was, what do you think about candy corn? And he was just like, because, if you're in our community, yes, Halloween season starts after July 5th. Because that's when stuff goes on sale, fine. But if you're not in the community, you don't know what's going on. Yeah. Labor Day was not, your brain is not in Halloween mode.
SNL alumni people, come on.
The MC was like, well, it's Halloween. It's, Halloween season starting.
That was the first question?
Yep.
Yes.
What an odd start. The panel host asked this?
Yes, the panel host. And and he didn't know what to do with that. He's like, what do you mean?
He called her out on it too. So
he was like, he didn't know what was going on with that question. He was confused, and it again the rest of the panel just tumbled down. My point being, a good host, a good MC will not be asking this kind of question unless it's appropriate.
It just makes me wonder if she was trying to do an icebreaker, or I'm just you don't
Honestly,
know what the motivation was. Or what
none of her questions were good. Nothing she had was good. She was she struggled. She didn't know what else, other directions, and there were a lot of
an apple eating challenge right then, but that was me. That would be me.
But I will say this: the attendees, the audience, saved it. The audience had good questions that they were allowed to ask. They found ways around it, and it wasn't a great panel, but the audience still salvaged it. So
yeah. I've been very lucky where I've only come out of maybe 2 panels that come to mind quickly where I was like, okay, that was not the experience I was expecting with this guest, or wow, he thinks he's better than he is, or there's only been a couple of those. And I'm, in the 10 years, and you remember we do Spooky twice a year. Plus all the costume contests and everything. We've been very lucky to get some great people. Plus we get reunions and return guests. And there's a couple of Spooky guests that I've interviewed maybe 3 or 4 times. And even though I've talked to this person and I've heard this story several times, the audience who's there is a mixed bag of newbies, people who have just discovered their work. So you never know who's hearing this stuff for the first time. And even if you are hearing it for the second, third, or fourth time, sometimes it's kind of fun to hear those stories again.
Yeah, like Robert Englund stories, I can hear them 20 times in a row, and I'll still love them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's that homey feeling, right? That feeling that you get from being there several times, from a convention and a show that's been around for so long, that's paid their dues, that has grown, and it's matured. It's 20 years old now. I mean, next year is going to be able to drink legally, right? So. Yeah, so that's what you get. You get that feeling like, oh shit, you're home.
Yeah,
you hear these stories. You're part of the thing. Mm-hmm. Amazing. I love it.
So what you were saying, Demi, the best way to get ready for panels, or to experience the panels, line up early if you want to get a good seat. If you're not VIP, you have to sit towards the back. But if we, we're almost towards the start of the panel and the VIP isn't full, we always let people come forward and sit closer. I would say prepare your questions in advance. Know what you're going to ask. Make sure they're not yes or no questions because that doesn't forward the momentum of the panel. Have an open-ended question, and also try and think of something that they haven't been asked a million times. It isn't maybe already found on YouTube or whatever. Richard Dreyfuss,
my big one.
Richard Dreyfuss had a perfect fix for this. He said, if you can ask me a question that has not been asked of me of Jaws, I will give you a $10 bill from my wallet. First question was something that he had never had been asked before. And before he answered the question, he said, I owe you $10. And at the end of the panel, he handed $10 to that person in front of the stage.
I love that.
Yeah. So, just try and think outside the box or think about how personally that person's work has affected you. Also, I would suggest don't ask them what their advice is on how to get started in the business, that kind of a thing, because as an actor, they're not really the people that can guide you into that. I guess they can tell you their own personal stories, but the people who are watching the panel aren't there to hear about your ambitions. They're there to see what the actor has to say about certain things. And I would also caution anybody from asking them anything about the strike and being anything too political.
That's really great.
That's great advice. Sage. Yeah, for sure.
But I think that was really
no, sorry. I was going to say with the whole thing of them being like how to get into acting or how did they get, it's different for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody might be from freaking Missouri and get discovered at a bar doing whatever versus somebody else that goes to LA and to do the thing or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But what she's saying is there's a delineation, and that was the big delineation I was trying to figure. It's like, if it's something that you want to know personally that only applies to you,
talk to them at their
wait till you're at their table.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the great thing about Spooky is you can do that. I was really actually spoiled. I came into the con game kind of late, and I didn't go to MegaCon or DragonCon or any of those places until I had been to Spooky a few years. And I was like, wait a minute, I have to pay first and then go to their table. I don't want anything signed. I just want to meet them. Yeah. And that wasn't. I was like, I don't understand. This is so weird. So we've been spoiled by Spooky. And I love it. I love it too, because I bring people to Spooky, for their first times, and I'm like, no, just go up and talk to them. They're like, but I feel bad. I'm like, why are you feeling bad? That's what they're here for. It's the coolest experience.
It's funny because I've had Spooky flyers at my table when I've been doing markets or whatever lately, and people be like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "Okay," I give them the spiel, right? I give them like, "Hey, preaching, whatever," right? And they're like, "Oh, but I don't really have money." I'm like, they're like, "Oh, I don't have a lot of money to meet who is such and such, whatever." I'm like, dude, that's the best thing about it. Like, I can't tell you how many times. I'm not going to take up a lot of their time, but it's okay for you to stand in line and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm such a fan, XYZ, whatever," and then just continue. Or if they don't have a line, then you can have a little bit more of a conversation. Yes, they're there to make money, but it's okay for you not to, buy an autograph necessarily or whatever. And just, if you want to meet your idol or this person you look up to, then go do it. And you can do that at Spooky Empire. And I love that.
And it's one of the last places that you actually can do that. As cons are getting more and more commercialized and more corporation, that's something that you can do Spooky that very few places actually allow you to do still.
I will say, though, too, to Spooky's credit, I think the celebrities are encouraged to be more personable. When I actually went to DragonCon for the first time this year, and I was surprised, we went to meet somebody because my boyfriend collects autographs, and it was literally a love and shove. He barely looked up at us and he barely said thank you. We were wearing paraphernalia of the movie that he's really famous for. And I thought, maybe we'd have a banter or something, because that's what I'm used to. And I was like, oh, we're done. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. It was it was a very odd feeling.
Cash transaction.
Especially for somebody like you, James. You've met so many people. Not for nothing, but I would be like, don't you know who I am?
No, God, no.
I do panels. Come on, I fucking interview you guys. You guys should be asking me for my autograph.
Never in a million years.
I know.
Ryan Hurst was there, and I went around the corner and I popped in because he wasn't seeing anybody, and I said, "Hi, I interviewed you at Spooky. I don't think that you would remember me, but I'm happy to see that you're still doing cons, and I hope you're doing well." And he's like, "Oh, your hair was different," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I was about 75 pounds heavier too. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, you look so good." And he gave me a big hug, and it was really nice. I would never in a million years expect somebody to remember, especially with the cons, the way these
But you know what? Some people are better at that than others.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Some people like just they're like they'll forget. And I'll tell you, Lloyd Kaufman, that guy has a fucking memory.
Oh yeah,
Like
he remembers everybody.
whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, dude, I met you like years ago and you remember me? Like, really? Out of all the, like everybody else. So that's great. So some people are just, I think they're just better. Like, I'd be fucked. I'd be like, hi, I don't know who you are. It's like, I just met you 5 minutes ago. I'm like, still, hi, nice to meet you.
I have that
So
kind
bad
of,
at that.
that passing high kind of thing with Alex because I've interviewed him several times. And my daughter now is obsessed with Chucky. You know, which I love. I'm not mad about.
Oh yeah. No, I just think I just always find it fascinating when a newer generation is starting to discover these great classics. Just like Robert Englund. I mean, we know there's going to be like an 8-hour line.
What I love too about like Chucky and Child's Play is like we came up with Child's Play, and now the series Chucky is out, and Alex came back as Andy to continue kicking Chucky's ass because he never fucking dies. And I love that my daughter and I can share that experience. And then same thing with Stranger Things with Robert having his Victor Creel on Stranger Things. She still won't watch Nightmare on Elm Street, but she knows Freddy is mommy's favorite. So
I love that.
yeah,
That's sweet.
So fucking cool.
That's sweet. Gotta pass it on.
It goes on, that's something else with all the interviews that I'm talking about with Spooky is that it has something for everyone. I asked Petey, I was like, what do you want me to talk about? He's just like, it's the biggest Halloween party you're going to find anywhere. It's more is more. We have 3 stages, 2 panel rooms, over 60 guests. And you said they're still being announced. So many things. We want people to come in on Thursday to the hotel and not leave all weekend because there is going to be something for everybody of every genre, of every generation, of every age. And I'm just floored at how he's not left any stone unturned.
Yeah, no, we 20th anniversary. He really went above and beyond, over the top. Him and Gina putting everything together.
Yes,
Gina.
and
You know,
Cam and
20
Joy,
years.
that whole
20
staff.
years into it. This is what you do, right?
Yeah,
You know what you're fucking doing by now.
Taken from that. I mean, Mo, how long have you been with Spooky?
I've been going to Spooky since, I want to say 2013. But actually with them probably the last 5 years or so, 5-6 years.
But I mean, so in your opinion, over those past few years, what are your memorable moments from working for Spooky during that time?
Oh goodness. I've met people all across the gamut. I mean, as far as interesting people, you had that Tom Sizemore story earlier. Yeah, and a lot of people, you going out there and saying how much of a wild time it was, during the actual panel. It's just
I
like
know stories about
that,
other times.
That's what that's not like a spontaneous, hey, that's something that's up there, that's just for show and stuff like that. That's just that's how he is, how he was, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
I'm gonna say no comment.
But what's that?
No comment on did something happen in his hotel room?
No, I have no idea. But but getting to hear stories like that, like being able to seeing the authentic sides of people during these panels, I think that's really cool that you can bring that out of people, during an actual panel and whatnot. As far as people, I remember when the last few times when Alice Cooper came in.
Oh my
God. Being able to actually sit with him in line, sometimes you get to hear, when people are coming through and they're talking to him, and sometimes you hear this kind of like the same spiel or the same story over and over again. One of the unique things that I remember with Alice Cooper was he never told the same story twice.
That's like Robert Englund, who does that too.
He'd never heard the same story twice. He always had something original to say, which made it feel like really, really genuine. And he's like super, super intelligent. So yeah, being able to see that, that's something that I picked up. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys were pretty much there too over the last, decade or so.
Well, yeah, but we also don't necessarily work for Spooky either. That's why, it's like, you guys have a different perspective.
I do, and I get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, obviously. But
This shit show.
You would be amazed.
Anyway,
at
Great.
nope.
It's perfect. What do you mean?
but
You'd be
yeah,
amazed
exactly.
at the amount of fires that are put out that you would never even think would be a problem or an issue or
No,
something
nobody
that would
sees
come up.
it.
I mean, you when stuff goes wonky like the year of the Elvira pops, you guys don't know what was happening behind the scenes. You saw the tip of the iceberg. All the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. I'm like so impressed every year with how Gina, PD, Kim, Joy, all those guys handle that stuff. In addition to the hundreds of volunteers, it is mind-boggling and so impressive how they keep that machine running.
Absolutely. And when we say this every year, but it's just amazing because people think it's like, oh, I'm going to throw a party here. I'm just going to call some people and that's it. No.
Right.
That's not how this goes.
And you see Gina and PD among the crowd. I mean, that anybody knows who Dragon Con is run by, because obviously it's a conglomerate now. But you see PD. He goes out and meets people and takes pictures. People dress
He's on
up
the program
as them
flyer.
now, which I
He's
love.
the face.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
the face. Yeah. And I feel like that. I mean, I know. I'm not sure who I had the conversation with now, but I went to another show last week. I feel like last week, yeah. And it's that you're missing that. You know what I mean? You're missing that face to the show. That guy that walks around like says hey to everybody. Yeah, he's a dick sometimes. We love him for it, right? But but he's a fucking face.
That stuff,
you know what I'm
you're
saying?
gonna be a dick too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Are you kidding me? Like, but that's the thing though. Like, it's just, I don't know. It goes with the event. Like,
yeah.
He is Spooky Empire. He's created this empire for everyone. And now we're all Spooky fam, right? From the last 20 years or however long we've been there. And
it is funny because like Robbie was saying, it's like you actually see him going around to the celebrities, to the vendors every single day. Are you doing okay? Do you need anything? And you see him doing that constantly. We're used to seeing him do it because he does it so much.
Yeah, exactly. And regardless of what anybody thinks about him, he's the face of it, and we love him for it. And being at different shows, because being at MegaCon and being at different places, and when that's missing, it doesn't feel like home. And I think this is what we go back to. You know what I'm saying? Like this is home. It feels like home because of the fact that there is a face to it, because we feel like family, because of all of those things. He's putting it together. He's on the programs. He's we need a tiki mug. Can we get a tiki mug, please? Please, I'm requesting right now.
The tiki mug has been announced. It's a pumpkin this year. It looks really.
I love it.
I know, so maybe 21 we can get a PD.
Okay, now that you put that out there, now you spoke it to existence, and it's all your fault.
A PD mug.
A PD.
Yes, a PD tiki mug. Come on, guys.
That'd be actually
that's my
pretty
idea.
Dope.
By the
That would be pretty dope.
His ego isn't big enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. I know he's not listening, but Dave, if you're listening, you're not listening, but that's okay.
Well, listen,
You'd be surprised he watches the show.
I've been trying for years for Coffee Shop of Horrors to make a spicy hot chocolate and put a redhead on front.
Oh,
so I'm speaking that into existence. I'm like, come on, I need a spicy chocolita. Come on.
Coffee Shop of Horrors, you're listening.
Yep. Put it up
spicy
there. Chocolita. I'm not Spanish at all, but I mean,
I was gonna say, what a redhead Latina.
You're a mamacita, so yeah.
I'll take it. But yeah, exactly the point that we were saying earlier, Robbie, too, is that you kind of are one removed when you go to these other cons, and even ones that have popped up recently where you're not included in the fold. I think as much as PD has that I don't give a fuck attitude, he does.
He does.
He takes everything into account
Absolutely.
when it comes to these shows.
And let's be honest, the reason why people may think whatever about him is because he takes it to heart. This is his baby. This is his baby that's now 20 years old, older than his actual child.
Older than his actual baby, who is now just like her mother, beautiful girl.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
I know.
But that's why he, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's just passionate. He's a passionate dude.
Yeah.
And that's he takes it to heart because this is his child, and this is he's grown in it, and it must be heavy actually being them. I can't even imagine.
No, I would never want to do it. I love them
right now.
I like not having responsibility that weekend.
I'm I'm having issues just being myself. So I mean,
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
I love when people say hi to me and everything, and I'm running back and forth to panels and whatever. But I do feel I'm like, I can only imagine how Petey feels when people like say hi and I run past them, or I don't have time to stop and say hi. I can do a quick picture. I can't, have a conversation because I'm running from one thing to another, plus getting changed because I like to, change it up. And I feel like I don't want that to come across as being bitchy or quick or aloof
never
or
does.
anything.
Oh yeah. You just have to, you're constantly apologize, and that's it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
like
to go
someone
through
I
that.
know, not that I, yeah.
I have to do that all the
Yeah.
time. I've been
Yeah.
short with you. I've been short with you guys. I'll be like, no, I gotta go. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Like, I want
so.
people to say hi. I want people to say hi. I want people to give hugs and take pictures and whatnot. But if it's truly a hi and bye, I love you and I don't remember your name. I'm sorry because I'm horrible that way. But thank you, kind of a thing.
I'll
That's
never
right.
admit it. I'll never admit it. I'll be like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey,
So
guy,
perfect.
what's up?
What's up, Keith? Yeah.
That's the go-to. Hey, dude, what's
Oh
up, man?
goodness.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
dude.
the best thing is like if you see me and I'm on like route to go to a panel or coming from a panel, whatever, hold out a snack. I'll grab it and keep going. Thank you much. That's
There
the
you go.
best.
Good tip.
Support your volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. Support your
Knock me on
staff.
the go.
But but Mo, you've actually handled like God knows how many celebrities over the years. I mean, not even just security and ride sharing and all that, but actually sitting with them at their tables. And you've seen a number of these interactions, with people and fans and whatnot, right?
Oh yeah. I would say so. I mean, you guys have seen it throughout the years.
Okay,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, as you can see by the tag. Yeah. Head Uber. I was gonna put in head Uber driver. That's what I call everybody whenever I go pick them up. Yeah, I'm the head Uber driver.
Oh my gosh.
But for people who have actually never met celebrities before, because we often forget, we've been doing this for so long, we forget that there are newer generations and people coming in that have never done this before. So having been there, and I'm sure you've heard the best and the worst of them over the years, many times. So what tips would you give people that actually have never met one of these celebrities before?
Hey man, they're people just like you and me. Just people get pissy. People have moods. People have high days. People have low days. Just because somebody was a dick to you once doesn't mean they're an absolute uber dick. I've had several interactions with people. A lot of them good, a lot of them bad. I mean, they're people just like you and us, you and I. So.
Yeah. Remember, people need to eat also. I mean,
yeah, people need to eat. Yeah. They're under, numerous constraints to make sure, you'll see a line there and you don't want to go away. You still have maybe 50 people in your line, but you haven't eaten in like several hours. How the fuck do you think you'd feel?
No, I feel like totally. I've noticed that the last few years now that I don't know. I feel like something happened in the way that I kind of become self-aware of everything that's happening in these things. And it's food. Dude, like we were at the show and Ken Page hadn't eaten in like hours and he was waiting for his food. His food was like taking like an hour and a half to get like a bowl of whatever, right? And he was, hungry.
Of course.
You know how we all get when we're hungry.
Yeah, don't
And
let
he was,
Boogie get hungry.
Dude,
I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now.
Exactly.
You
So
see
it's
all
like,
this sitting here eating.
to your point, they're not necessarily maybe not being they're not trying to be rude or trying to be quick or
not at
They
all.
just might be hungry or thirsty or they gotta fucking pee. Like
That
humans.
same point,
Humans.
keep snacks on you because you never know what celebrity is going to become your best friend, Johnny Bruff. Because I had snacks and he was like, wait, you're the mom with snacks. And so, Deacon is.
Yes, I know.
because-
I fed him for a whole weekend. He stayed at my house. He
I
washed
love
my
him.
fucking dishes.
Uh,
Hand to God. That was fucking awesome. Vampires doing my dishes. That was awesome. But I fed him.
Did he do
I was
it
like,
while
dude,
he was
come on.
sexy dancing? Yeah, sexy dance. Watch
No, but he was wearing like a sarong.
he did an erotic dance for you.
Yes.
It was surreal. It was surreal. But because he, whatever, he was, in between shows or whatever, I'm like, come and stay with us. We became friends, whatever. So I fed him for like a whole weekend and he loved it. And he was like, the least I can do is wash your dishes. So I'm like, please.
He's a good guy.
Like,
He's a
he's
super,
fucking
super
great
good guy.
I cannot
Yeah.
And
wait.
fun. Yeah.
They're gonna
it's
come
fun.
back. I'm gonna make it happen.
Cool. I'd love to see him back.
I'm
I
working
just
on
want
it.
to note Robin's comment here. I have people at Spooky that know me for giving out ginger cake tombstones.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yum. I have to
You
find
know what I
Robin.
love too? That people have started doing the little trinkets and magic wishes thingies around. They'll like leave little things for people to find. And I just got introduced to the ribbons at Dragon Con. Why don't we
Oh.
do that at Spooky? That is
We don't have
insane.
badges.
I think it's a Dragon Con thing solely, right? Mo?
It is, but
It
that's
happens all over.
but
Oh,
Dragon
really?
Con has the lanyard with the badges. Unless you're
Yeah,
VIP,
Con doesn't
you
have
don't
that.
get that.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
trust me, we've been brainstorming to try to find out what can we do at Spooky to do something like it, because at Dragon Con it's gotten to the point where it's so ridiculous, but that's like
It
literally
is
a reason
so-
people want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
we
to pick
did-
up badges.
We went to
Yep.
the different
The
like
ribbons, yeah.
the ribbon
Ribbons.
like meetups and stuff. We had no idea what was going on. We just kept taking the ones. We were like, whatever. By the time we left, we all had over 100 of them. So it was a little
Have-
crazy.
Nice.
Have you
But we were
seen
like,
have you
"Let's
seen
bring it
them
to Spooky.
have you
Hang it?
seen them hang from like the third or fourth floor of the
Oh,
Marriott?
yeah,
Oh my
people with
God.
their
Bring it
entire
all
outfits
the way
were
down.
made of them. They had cakes
Yes.
made of the ribbons. They had bags
Yes,
made of the
yes.
ribbons.
It's
It's
true.
insane.
I
So
love that.
we definitely want to start something like that, Rob. Like you were saying, like maybe safety pins with skulls, and you collect them throughout the weekend. I don't know, something cute.
Actually, okay. I got such a great idea. I can't
Oh, no.
share it with everybody
Oh,
else
boy.
because
There we
no,
go.
seriously, I've got the idea, and somebody's gonna make like money off of it.
I'm
Not-
ready
not-
to
not in a
invest
greedy
right
way,
now.
I know,
Just
me
in a
too.
facilitating
I'm
way.
in.
But I've got the idea.
I'm a vendor this year. Tell me.
We
You're
can
a
have several vendors. When we're done, I'll
Of course, now he's just going to drop it and just leave it there.
no,
I
I'm
missed
actually
it.
writing
Oh,
it
no,
down
you
so I
talked
remember.
about that. You did tell me that. You told me
Yeah.
that the last time we saw you.
That I'm
Yes.
vending this year. Yes, I'm very excited. So you
Cool.
guys will see my boyfriend on the vendor floor more than you'll see me, obviously. But yeah, we're dipping our toe into the merchandising aspect.
Nice. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Our booth is called Your Nerd is Showing. So
Oh my god, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I already
It's
love
just
it.
so cool.
I used to
Oh my
say when we first started dating.
Rob with his damn soundboard.
I'm
my
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
That's hilarious.
no, that nice little sequitur there. There we go. But and this goes back to like we're saying, not just how to treat the celebrities, but there's also some don'ts as well. And this also goes for the staff and everybody. If you see someone's eating, leave them alone. Just wait. It's not that important. Your question about fucking whatever movie they did 30 years ago can wait. Don't if they're not at their table, don't go approaching them. You know, if they're in the bathroom, and we've all seen.
Oh my god, please, not in the bathroom.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
Please.
that's something that we have to say. That's ridiculous. You know, if they're not at their table, come on. If you wouldn't want someone to come up, random person, come talk to you while you're trying to take a piss, don't do it to somebody else.
You know
I
how
think-
hard it is to be in the elevator and to like with whoever the fuck, because I've been in elevators with people and not be like, oh my fucking god. But you know what? You fucking hold that fucking shit in. You hold that shit in and you pretend you don't know what floor they got on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for
You
real.
know
like,
what?
just-
I had to hold it in, riding an elevator with Dr. Demento. Now, let me tell you something.
Wow.
Dr. fucking Demento, folks. If
Yeah.
I could hold it in and it didn't turn into a fart, I think you can hold it in as well.
You hold it in, say, hey, hold whatever, hold the door, pretend
see-
you don't know where they're at, keep on going. It's all good.
And
It's
you
all
know
good.
what? You can turn it into a segue. Like one of the times I've been in an elevator with someone, and I'll go up to the table next day. Hey, did you have a good night last night? Did you enjoy your dinner? Whatever, you know.
That's a good.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a
remember
good
me from the
question.
elevator?
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
way to say, hey, you enjoying your night? You enjoying the weekend? You
Well,
having a
this
great
is
place?
celebrity-
This
yeah.
hotel's amazing, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
things like that. You know.
I hope we don't get stuck in the
Again.
elevator.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
Again.
Don't do that. What? Or yeah, that.
Well,
Don't
with
do that.
Yeah.
as many celebrities as we have this year, it's going to be hard for us not to turn around and run into somebody that is going to
Unless-
their photo ops
Yeah.
or going to their panels or going
True.
to their table, and just kind of remember these celebrities are people too, and this is a long weekend for them. It is a lot of talking. It is a lot of social interaction. I had a lot of people say that celebrity that I was very endeared to was one of their worst interactions ever, and from what I found out was he was very shy. He's very socially kind of disconnected, and if people approached him, he could talk and have a great interaction. But just seeing him at his table, he looked like he was miserable, and I get that. So
a lot of people has resting bitch face. I mean,
Yeah,
That's true. That's
same.
true.
yeah,
I have to try really hard, like because I do markets and stuff. I have to like literally like sit there and practice like this.
keep your eyebrows up.
Yeah, eyebrows up and kind of like when people
I'm
like
blessed
walk
with
by,
always
like,
being lovely and personable looking.
you're cursed with that, aren't you?
It is a curse.
You're cursed with that charisma. I know.
Oh no!
I mean,
I
not for nothing, but I had somebody.
How many
Go ahead,
times
James,
people
go ahead.
say, oh, when I first saw you, I thought you were a bitch.
I get that all the fucking time.
I was like, well, no,
Well,
you am.
Well,
but-
I kind of am. I kind of am, but
I mean,
still.
sometimes
Well,
the first
thank you.
impression is the right one.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
I had
What?
somebody come
Tell
to
you,
the
honey.
market today, guys, and they said that they were looking forward to meeting Dementia and Rob by name. Dementia and Rob. I was like, okay, cool, man, nice.
Uh-oh.
So
I know
Great
you
order
guys-
time. Gotcha.
we got
Okay.
fans, guys. We got fans.
But yeah, this does go back to how to treat celebrities and staff, volunteers, whatever. They're just doing their job. It's not personal. It's nothing against you. Everyone's just trying to get through the day just like you are. Nothing that anybody says or does is personal against you. Stop trying to take it that way, because unfortunately we get stories every fucking show of somebody just being an asshole. And I know
mean,
we
but
all
has
have
anybody
at least one
ever
person that's
stopped-
jumped to mind.
Maybe they're the asshole. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
If you're not watching the show, you're an asshole. That's just straight up. Let's be honest.
You're more than
Oh.
you're more than an asshole. You're a dirty whore.
You're an uninformed asshole.
You
Dirty
are a
butthole.
filthy whore.
Oh my God, stop it.
I can't with him. I swear. All right. So, and this goes out to James and Mo. With all the celebrities you met, what do they like to hear and what don't they like to hear?
They don't like to have questions asked about things they say they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that's
Peter
true.
Ritchie. Yes.
Honestly,
and
though,
this
that
year it's
was
going to be
so
even
blown out
more.
of proportion. It wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was.
I know.
No, the celebrities like to hear, like that their overall body of work has been appreciated, not just the one role. They like to hear, maybe if they've passed on their favorite role of theirs to somebody else, or they dressed up like them as a kid when Halloween. Personal stuff, things that are unique to that person's experience about their body of work, or something they've seen them in, that kind of a thing. That's what I've seen them have most response to. I honestly don't think anybody wants to get political unless you're Richard Dreyfuss, and that's just how he is.
You know what? When you get to be that age and as legendary as he is, you're allowed.
Yeah, right.
You're allowed.
So, I just think they do shy away from that kind of stuff because they don't want to be put on the spot. They don't want to be recorded out of context. They don't want sound bites going out there that are gonna, get them canceled. Because that's
Yep,
the fucking
that's
culture
happening.
we have now. So keep that in mind. I think we're very lucky where we haven't had too many people try to cause a ruckus, but you just never know who's going to come in with an ulterior motive.
Oh, and I've seen a stalker thing going around. I think Alex Vincent posted something.
yeah.
Like he had like a little sign that says "Keep stalking in horror movies" or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
part
he's
of the
having
new
issues.
movement. No, it's
Okay,
part
okay.
of the new movement that he's
Okay.
he's throwing celebrity behind. Where I think some other Halloween or horror genre stars are getting behind it as well, and it's just kind of keeping in mind that stalking isn't
important.
cool. That kind of
No.
the important things. Just because you see it in the movies doesn't mean you should do it. That kind of
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, and it's silly. We're laughing about it, but it's actually really fucking scary.
Yeah, just
And I
because
can't-
you should doesn't mean you should ha ha ha.
Yeah, dude. And like, thinking about, I mean, we're not obviously, not that we don't have stalkers or whatever famous, but for being like a celebrity and so many people are your fans and like they think they're like the biggest fan, and then they follow you to the airport or they follow you wherever you're gonna be. I mean, I've heard of people buying tickets to be able to go to the gate to meet such and such celebrities.
Quit
when they-
giving them fucking ideas. God.
So if it
I
happens,
mean,
we can all blame Ryan.
That's why we're
You're a
That's
stalker,
why-
they already know. If you're a stalker, they know how to do the thing.
That's
For
my
real.
realm. That's my realm. Don't do that.
Don't do that. You don't want to encounter
More than
Mo
it
at the
already
beach.
is.
Also I think celebrities also I've seen some of them take the questions fine, but they like to shy away from anything personal of like their personal life, their dating life, their kids, anything like that. That's off limits, I mean, unless they've got kids that are legacy, like their kids are getting in acting or whatever, just because there's a celebrity who did like a infamous sex scene or something, don't ask what their kids thought when they saw it. That's not appropriate.
Rude. Yeah.
Unfortunately, these are things that we actually have to say.
Yeah, if a celebrity has gone on to do adult things, we don't need to talk about that at Spooky. That's not this convention.
Okay, yeah, don't go up to Jenna Jameson and ask her about her adult film days, okay?
No, and
No.
don't go up to
She's not
Joan
gonna talk about
Joan Cusack and ask her to autograph a dildo because of Shameless. That's
Oh,
not.
dear Lord. Wow.
That's not this
Not
convention.
happening, guys. Yeah.
No.
Oh, man. Wow.
It's funny that you have to say it, but people who just don't realize. So
That's
it's
why
better
we're here, ladies and
Let
gentlemen.
me give you the worst example.
Oh,
When Tracy Lords comes back,
Oh, I love her.
just talk about Blade, okay?
yeah.
She also has a clothing line.
Exactly. There's a lot of other things, and especially when they are. And one of the things I always talk about, if there are passion projects or charities that they are a fan of, that's always good stuff. That's stuff that they want to get out there. Yeah, and that's something that they'll remember instead of like asking about Freddie for the 50 millionth time. And
what's
Robin.
love like?
Yeah. Robert Englund was thrilled when I got the Phantom of the Opera picture signed. It was the first non-Freddie picture he signed that day. That's what I did. For me, it was Toby Hooper's Dance of the Dead from Masters of Horror that I had Robert Englund signed. It's like everybody's got Freddie. You want to make yourself stand out. Ask about their passion projects, even little indie films they might have done.
So here's the thing, though, right? Last weekend, I met the Ghost Hunters, right? Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango. They're fucking awesome, right? And I'm such a huge fan. I've been watching Ghost Hunter since it started back in like 2003. I mean, forever, right? And I was like, because I know these things, we talked about music the whole time and other things like, hey, like Disney or Universal, like all those things. And then afterwards, I was like, motherfucker, I should have asked them about X, Y, Z, blah, 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 this episode, this. And I was just like such in the moment of like trying to get to know them as people that I was like, I wasn't even like concerned about that. And now I have regrets. So maybe ask one question.
Give another chance, maybe in the future.
Yeah, I will definitely. I'm trying to convince them to come party. Actually,
You know what? I have a question.
in a couple
You
weekends.
guys went
In
to that
SVP.
other convention,
I'm like, come
right?
party, come hang out.
Go ahead,
They're
Jess.
local. They're local. So.
You guys went to that other convention a couple weeks ago or last week?
Yeah, last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you about something I saw there. I didn't go, just to keep it clear. But I saw pictures of something. Was the Jeepers Creepers truck being presented as movie used?
I don't know if it was presented as movie used, but they were not allowing you to take photos of it at all. Period. Unless you
I
paid.
saw pictures of somebody who posted pictures of the actual truck, and the reason I asked that is because I intimately know somebody who actually made those trucks, and that was not the movie truck.
Okay.
That's why I
Okay.
was like, "Ooh, I hope they did."
Yeah,
that."
I didn't see a sign that. I mean, granted, I wasn't like looking at it, but I did see the sign that said, "Do not take pictures of this unless you're paying." So you're not able like do not. So I'm assuming they're presenting it this way. I would assume. But-
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Here's a good question. What are some of the most or the more, how do I put this? When I say not appropriate, I just mean like during a panel, somebody, can I have a hug? Or,
Yes.
things
Yeah.
that people ask celebrities that they shouldn't. And Mo, this goes to you
Don't
as
be
well.
icky. Yeah.
No 3-part questions, no, stuff like that. What are things like that people should definitely stay away from?
What really bothers me is when they start off by saying, "Oh my gosh, I love your work. Thank you so much for being here. We know you love their work. That's why you're here. Yes, we're thanking them for being here. Just get to the question." Especially with the bigger panels, the people who, when we have lines of people, and if your question gets answered, cool, go sit down or come up with another one. But don't waste that time that everybody else could use getting a question asked if
No 3-part questions.
That too. Yeah. Sorry, Mo, I jumped in there. Go ahead.
Yeah,
no, that's more your wheelhouse, to be honest with you.
Well, no, Mo,
one of the things.
You sat with a lot of famous people.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it when, and this happened. It stopped happening after a little while, but I used to hate people saying like, "Oh my God, I went to, I don't have enough money to actually, go through your, getting, they're asking for freebies essentially during a panel. It's a little gauche. I don't know.
A little?
Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I always thought I always just I used to sour like this and just like, oh fuck, put them out like that. And usually, sometimes it's my job. If I was actually with them and it was a private situation, I would have to be the dick and tell them, no, we're not doing that. I especially have to do that at the airport. And it's like, no, you have to just go to the show. And it's just me getting in their face and just like, no, gotta, get out of here. Sorry, you gotta have to go to
Teddy Bear. He'll fuck you up.
Yeah, most of the time the celebrities are the really, really nice ones. Anytime I've ever had the issues, it's been their team. Like I said before, I always meet people before their panels so they know who's going to be interviewing them. And I asked for a selfie for social media. Everybody's super cool about it. One team was like, no, we're not doing this. And the celebrity was right there. And he turned around and he goes, I'm sorry, what do you need? And I explained who I was and what I was asking for. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. And I was like, I understand his team has to be the dicks so they can be the nice people. So that is a hard position to be in.
It is. And I remember this and I tell this story all the time, but Linda Blair, everyone says they don't like Linda Blair. It's not Linda Blair. She's a darling.
Yeah, she was great to interview. As long as you talk about her passion project first, then she'll talk about the other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just mean, it's like even talking to her at the table, they're like, oh, you can't do this, can't do that. No, that's her handler, her teams, and that's completely separate from her herself. Just because her handlers are dicks doesn't make her a dick.
And they're put in place to make sure that she does have a lovely experience and for the people there as well.
They're there to protect them, really, honestly.
Absolutely.
Make sure
there should be common sense, but common sense is not that common, unfortunately. So
I love, in the comments, I saw somebody say, do a panel on common sense. And I was like, we'd be there all day.
Oh, yeah, we really would. We really would. And unfortunately, but that's why we have this show and that's why we do this, So those that have had experience with this can tell you, hey, this is cool. This is not so cool.
Yeah.
I think we had a whole...
such a cool thing to be a part of. I want people to come and enjoy it, not think that they're going to get dogged down.
I think we had a whole show dedicated to things like that. I mean, the actual appropriate things to do. I think we had a whole show. I can't remember. I believe it was last year about.
We've done a couple times over the years. We've done etiquette. We've done hygiene episodes, which is the saddest thing in the world that it has to be said. But man, yes, deodorant is a good thing. Axe body spray is not a deodorant.
Yeah, dollar store soap is not going to cut it. Don't use hotel
Neither is
soap.
the hotel soap. Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're going to have to say it again.
Don't be a dick,
Yeah.
All right.
But all right, going from that to since we've pretty much wrapped that up, and I think unless the chat has questions, if y'all have questions, by all means, feel free to ask them. In the interim, we thought it'd be fun to do a roundtable question. This time of year, you're hearing Halloween stuff all over the place. In your opinion, what are some of the best, and I love the worst Halloween novelty songs you've heard?
All right, I'm going to give you a worst.
I'm fucking sick of Monster Mash.
I got a lot of worst. Yeah, first of all, Monster Mash is already off the table. That song is so overplayed. Nobody likes it.
I got one to go with that, though.
All right, go nail it. Go ahead.
There is a mashup of Monster Mash and WAP.
Oh.
Yes. One of my girls did it at a show 2 Halloweens ago now, actually. It's been out for a while. So, yeah, imagine that mashup. You're welcome.
No.
All right.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
No. Okay, so it's here's the thing. This song has gotten so overplayed, but the spooky, scary skeletons. Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yes. I know exactly.
If I hear that again, I'm gonna throw something at people. I'm gonna.
I agree to a point.
I'm gonna fill up a bag, or I'm gonna fill up a sock with candy corn and beat somebody bloody.
So here's the thing: why isn't anybody coming up with new Halloween music?
Why
When was the
isn't
last
people
time
coming?
you saw?
Well, why isn't
somebody
people
come up
coming
with
up with new Christmas music? I mean, it's just like
No, but they are though. But
they
they are
have
though.
they
But
are.
though. Yeah.
There's-
I mean, it's shit. It's shit. It's not fucking, the 12 Days of Christmas. I mean,
Oh,
that's a
okay.
classic. You know what I mean?
No,
But
but every
it's hard
celebrity
to-
comes out with some new Christmas something or other.
Have you heard this song by Mariah Carey?
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up! I knew you were gonna do it.
No.
That's where I was gonna go with. That's what I was gonna go with. Oh man.
No.
But there
That's
is
like
a-
raising demons right now. Do not do
Okay.
that.
Here's what. What is the one? I think it's the Fat Boys Ready for Freddy. Let's just get rid of that. I love the Fat Boys. Don't get me wrong.
But
Well,
what
so
about-
here's the
I was gonna say
my
the Fresh Prince.
ringtone is Nightmare on My Street.
Nightmare not my
That's,
Street.
I was about to go
Ah,
there. I was
fine.
about
That
to go
is
with Fresh Prince.
I'm mentioning it because it's not bad. It's not a bad move. It's not a bad
It's
song. I
never
mean,
played
but
either,
it's
so you don't get you sick of it.
yeah, exactly. So more of that, please. Can we have somebody, please?
Now, I think personally, I think the winner
Rob.
from my favorite. It's terrible, but I love it. The Crypt Keeper Jam.
Oh, I was just thinking about having that play as I did his panel.
I like that. It's so beyond cheesy, but I kind of enjoy it actually. Maybe because it doesn't get the oversaturation of like spooky, scary skeletons.
You mean this one?
I actually heard a remix lately, like a metal remix that makes it not so bad.
Oh my God. Stop.
I think if there's enough, if you can put enough ketchup on something, it'll eventually taste good. And I think that's
Ew.
if you remix something
No.
so much, eventually you're
No.
gonna find something that isn't so terrible. I'm just saying.
Not ketchup.
Honestly, Halloween
Fine,
music
ranch
doesn't have the
dressing, whatever.
connotations that Christmas
Mayonnaise,
does.
thank you.
Yeah.
I don't like Thriller anymore either.
Oh, dude, I'm so sick of Thriller.
I'm surprised it hasn't been remade. I don't think it can be, but
It can't.
No.
No, yeah. That's
like
one of
locked
those.
Well, you know
right.
what? We've had people remake Billie Jean,
Smooth
Oh.
Criminal.
so you could do it.
Oh yeah, Smooth
And
Criminal.
I'll also
yeah.
say this:
Alien
Yeah.
Form. Alien
I
I
don't
Form.
don't
like-
know if you guys can hear this, but I'm gonna play that one song I was telling you about.
Oh no.
Can you hear it?
The hoes in this house.
Oh no! God damn! I thought it was
Oh,
Walk
goodness.
by Pantera, so I'm not quite as upset anymore.
Dear Lord.
You do the monster wop.
Oh my God, I love that. I like that.
okay.
I like that.
Get
It's
out.
fun.
You're done.
All right, well, that was
Get
a great show, everybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're done. Jesus Christ.
I mean, if you think about it, there's probably some monster wop at Spooky.
Oh, okay.
Monster Wop at Spooky.
We are going to be. I'll give everyone a heads up.
This is the key, right? Is this the key?
monster wop.
I happen
We
to
are
know
gonna talk-
firsthand
Not.
Oh my
and secondhand. No, I'm just kidding.
God! Oh, you gotta have a
not
second
this
hand
ep-
for a
not the
monster
next
walk.
episode, but when we do the post spooky wrap up, we are going to have to talk about the spooky walk of shame.
Oh,
Oh boy.
No,
Mark
No, we
that
don't.
down.
No,
We're
no,
doing
we
it.
don't.
Doing it.
Yes,
No,
we
we-
will.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
that'll be the after show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
I'm
keep your eyes
fucking-
open for it, and if you can get video, by all means.
Oh, and Rob, you want to pin Robin's
You shut the
comment
fuck
there
up, Rob.
about
You shut the fuck up.
they're having a moment.
You shut the fuck up.
I know nothing.
Bring us food. We like food.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
using it.
Nuts.
what's this? Oh, somebody bringing us food? Okay.
I like gin too, by the way. Just throwing that out
I
there.
want a button for my jacket that says monster wop.
Okay.
I can do that. I can do that for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
then I
can-
think that's all the bad songs we need to talk about. We're going to wrap up the show, folks. First of all, there will be one more.
You're never
there
gonna
will be-
have me on again.
There will be one more show before Spooky. We are going to do one next Monday, not Sunday. It'll be Monday, and we have some very special guests.
Now, who could those special guests be? Hmm?
The man himself, Petey, and the women behind Petey. Well, Kim
The women
definitely, and
behind
Gina
him.
is a maybe, because we already had one of the women here tonight.
Yeah, one of Petey's harem.
That's
no,
right.
no. Let's not say that.
Not sexual harem.
We're not going there. We'll say the crew. How about
I
that?
wouldn't
True,
say.
true.
I would say.
It's
I
a
would say it's
professional
more
harem.
like
Wait, that just
it's
makes you
more
sound like
like
a prostitute.
the way I
Okay,
see it, right?
all right,
He's
whatever.
the face of it, the thing,
Yeah.
right?
So,
But
the face and the backbone.
behind the face of the thing,
We're
right?
part
Behind
of
the
this
face of
ghoul
the thing.
crew. Ghoul crew.
yes, it's the
Yeah.
crew. It's the crew
Yes.
that's making
No,
shit
it's the
fucking
crew.
happen.
You're right. You're right.
It's the crew that making shit happen. I mean, he can't do it all himself. So,
All right,
and Gina can't do it all herself. So there's Kim, and
James-
Kim can't do it all herself. So there's
James, real quick
Other
before we wrap up, any plugs, anything that else we should know about
Yes, please.
that you've got going on?
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
we just did my Trick or Tea show with my burlesque group on the 13th. So, Courses and Cuties will be back
Courses and
in Sanford for our holiday show, November 26th. That's
Ooh.
something that I have coming up. And then I think I'll be on with Haunt Scene tomorrow night. If you guys want to see that podcast,
hell
go out
yeah.
and get a copy of the Watermark. That there's an article in there about Spooky for the 20th anniversary, and I have a booth at Spooky this year, so I will be selling my beloved's wares. So come by and see your nerd is showing, and all the cool stuff that we're making for you guys.
Beloved wares.
My
Allegedly.
beloved's wares.
Oh, anything
That's
you
sweet.
want
I
to
love
share?
that.
Anything important that we should know before we depart? You're muted, so if you want to.
Oh, me? Yeah, absolutely. If you actually do see me on, in the streets and whatnot, don't approach me.
I was gonna say,
And,
do not.
yeah, just don't follow anything I do. Do completely the opposite, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
I have nothing, unfortunately.
All right, enough of you then. Boom.
Sorry.
All right, then before we sign off, actually, and Robbie, let's go ahead and just real quick because you've always got something going on.
Yeah.
Yes. Vance Emporium, we're going to be in Atlanta next week. And actually, Little 5 Points, we're doing Little 5 Points Parade on Saturday and Sunday. If anybody's in Atlanta, in the area, come hang out, come see us. And then after that, we're going to be at fucking Spooky Empire, fucking VIP, just fucking having a good time, hanging out, giving out WAP, was that Monster WAP fucking
Monster
buttons,
WAP.
and just fucking hanging out.
I created a monster.
All right.
You did. I have it on my notes right here.
I'll buy
Monster
one.
All right.
It's
Well,
gonna be
then
I will
on
buy
that,
one.
We're gonna wrap up. We have a game. We have a game to play, and we can go to one of two routes with this because we may have invented a new one. We can have what kind of underwear do we think the celebrity is wearing, or we can play dead or guessed.
I don't want to play dead anything, please.
All right, then we're playing celebrity underwear, everybody.
Oh, awesome. Yes, this is fun.
You're
Now,
welcome.
these- so
God
I'm going to
damn
throw out a name, and I want you to tell me what kind of underwear they've got on.
All right.
If they
Now,
were, if
how
they
do we
were at,
verify this?
if they
Wow.
were at the convention, what kind of underwear would they be wearing? We're going to say
What if you
Saturday.
know?
It's Saturday at the VIP party. Okay,
Okay.
you're at the VIP
All right.
party. You've got the badge. You're talking somebody up, and then you start wondering what you got on under there. And I have the answers. I've already done my research. I've got the answers. So we're going to start.
Research. All right.
Yeah, we're going to start with and people that we hope will come to Spooky.
Okay.
So we're going to start with one of the stars from the new Interview with a Vampire,
Oh.
Sam Reed.
Sam Reed. Okay.
Sam Reed. What do we think Sam Reed? Anyone have thoughts on Sam Reed's undergarments?
I'm gonna say bikini.
Bikini.
So
You got to give me I need a cut and a color.
Well, bikini cut for men, I would say black.
Black.
I'll say blue silk bikini.
Okay.
I'm thinking something that's gonna hold that ginormous cock. So, whatever that is, right? Something to strap it in and like hold it up.
Or
White.
somebody's mouth.
I don't want to play. Banana hammocks, sir.
Yeah.
Banana
Okay.
hammocks.
Folks, Sam is going to be wearing a loose cut slacks, and he's going commando.
Fuck yeah, he
Oh,
is.
Really?
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah,
Gray
yeah.
Yeah.
sweatpants.
You got the
Yeah.
trousers made.
Gray sweatpants.
There's no. He's classy. These are black slacks, little loose fit.
Sorry, black
Loose fit.
slacks.
Oh,
You know.
and just
I got
for a second,
distracted.
if I may interject for a second, if y'all have not seen the new, they call it in a amuse bouche, a little taste of season 2.
Oh,
I've been here
yeah.
to Web. Holy shit, y'all, watch this show. Watch the first season. It is fucking perfection. Chef's
You're
kiss.
gonna have more than an amuse bouche after you watch that fucking show.
Yeah.
All right, that's a lovely thought. All right, on that note, we have 2 guests. The Conjuring cast is coming to visit.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
So Vera Farmiga, excuse me.
Mm.
What do we think? She also
Vera
was
Farmiga?
Farmiga. There you go. I can never remember how to pronounce the last name. She doesn't talk to me anymore. Anyway, she
Ever since the court order.
yeah, pretty much.
Allegedly.
I would say she's a boy short cut brief.
What do you think, Demi?
See, it depends on when, because I was gonna say just like white cotton panties with like little flowers on them.
I'm gonna say she's fancy. And I'm gonna say she's probably wearing some Dita Von Teese high cut
Ooh.
briefs, all lacy with some garters and some
Okay.
stockings.
Ooh.
Yeah, under the dresses. Yeah, for sure. Fancy lady. She's a lady though. They're not see-through or anything. They're just cute. They're just like lady.
Not crotchless. That's what we're getting here.
No. God, no. Have you ever worn crotchless panties? They're fucking awful. Don't
Those
do
are
it.
for special occasions when you put them on to be taken off.
Literally
Exactly.
for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it. That's all it
Yeah.
lasts.
And then the
You don't want
foreplay
that.
is done.
They're
Yeah.
not- So I mean, these underwear that I'm talking about, they're more practical. They're for a day of signing autographs, but you're still sexy underneath. You're still,
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think Mo's gonna need a minute.
you like froze.
I still don't want to play.
All right. Well,
I-
and then Robin
It's
threw
better
in
than the
black
other
granny
game. I don't want
panties.
anybody else to die. So
Robin,
No,
yeah.
Robbie's 100% sure on it. Navy blue though. Navy blue.
navy blue. Okay, yeah. I mean, whatever. It could be any color.
So that's,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Robbie hit that
It's
one. All right.
champagne,
The Skarsgård family is also going to be here.
but- Oof, oh my god.
We already know.
I'm gonna
So
explain
Alexander Skarsgård, do we want to make us any thoughts there?
Complete commando. Come on. There is no other answer.
Commando. Yeah, I was gonna say commando.
Swinging free.
Nope.
Swinging free.
I'm gonna say boxer briefs, but with a cock ring.
that.
Ooh.
Oh,
Quit reading my diary.
oh. So my thing is that he's just too. It's too much. He's too much for his fucking pants, for his britches. He's too much for his britches. So he's just gonna explode out of them things. So commando for sure. He has, it's just too much. It's too much.
No, he's actually a very modest person. He wears compression shorts
Oh, you're
underneath
full
his
of
pants.
shit. Okay. We're done.
Oh god.
All right, and last but not least, Stellan Skarsgård, the elder statesman of the family.
Oh, he's tidy
Um,
whities all day.
Yeah.
Tidy white Hanes or Fruit of the Loom or something like that.
I'm gonna go old school boxers.
Oh,
No, I agree. Tidy whities, but I think they're going to be just as older tidy whities that probably need to be thrown out.
probably. Maybe a rip or two.
Yeah, I was gonna
Ooh,
say
is
with
that Gideon's?
tears,
Yeah.
holes, a little bit of a stain in the back, probably.
There's not a lot. There's
Horrible.
Yeah,
That's
not a
horrible.
lot.
air conditioning. Yeah.
All right. The correct answer is he's got red lacy panties from Victoria's Secrets. He's a little different.
And
I mean,
Rob-
I can see that. I can
he
see that.
researched this, so you has to.
I did. I looked it all up. I got
Yeah.
proof.
James,
Yeah.
what is it? What is
I'm
it though? You
eating-
gotta share now.
I'm eating the specialty that was special pudding that was released this weekend at Gideon's because I'm obsessed.
Ooh, yeah. I was going to
I'm
say
excited.
that looks like Gideon's.
Because Steve is the fucking man and he makes
Yeah.
amazing things. Yes.
It's the cookie butter pudding topped with speculoos cookies, and it's insanely good. And I'm so excited that Mr. Reyes is going to be there because
Your eyes, yes.
You're gonna have some. You gonna have him sign one of the cartoons, one of the comics.
I want to ask him about doing a commission for
Oh.
something possibly in the future. I want.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show,
He wants you to
folks.
cite your sources, by the way, Rob.
Yeah, you know what? I'll show them next episode. All right. Anyway, that's it, folks. We got to go. It was lovely seeing you all again.
Gotta make good time. Love y'all. Fuck y'all. Sup, fuckers.
I should probably play the end music, shouldn't I? All right, let me see. Here we go.
You guys.